All right, Jenny, you're live on the count of three. One,
Okay.
two, three.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. So, if you are tuning in, that means you are subscribed to my channel. Now, if you are not subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Hit that little red button right down there in the corner on my YouTube, and you will get notifications when I'm going live. I'm doing weekly Cosmic Vibes video, which I will tell you exactly how your day is going to go. What energies can you expect? How to utilize through it? What days you could be feeling off? What days you're going to have more energy? Days where you can manifest things, and so on. So it's weekly Cosmic Vibes, and I give it a title. And that way, when you listen to it, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, like, how did you know that? Like, how did you know that that was going to happen today? I read into the energy of the day. I can go so far ahead, even in the years of what's going to happen, and so on and so on. So if you watch my 2025 prediction video, you will see that certain events have already happened and currently happening. Cosmic Vibes 2025 predictions. So, how many of you are enjoying those videos? Now, today, I'm going live right here on YouTube. I go live monthly and I offer free clairvoyant psychic readings. So, I never know what messages are going to come through from you and to you. Today, I'm going to be reading what messages I'm hearing from the angelic vibes, the angelic tribes. It very well could be any message coming through for you. So if you have a question for me, make sure you let me know, if you are male or female. Let me know what zodiac sign you are. If you're like a Leo or a Sagittarius or Aquarius or Libra, let me know that. And ask me more of a specific question. Like, don't say, so what's coming up for me, Jenny? Don't do that. Ask me a specific question, because if you answer me a specific question, then I'll be able to zoom in with the spirit world and give you my insights into what I'm seeing to help you and give you some confirmations and clarity and guidance with your answer. And I never know what other information is coming through. So for those of you who have booked readings with me, you know how I am. Soulworkwithjenny.com if you want to book a one-on-one private reading with me. Because when I go live, I will read into, of course, what messages I'm getting. However, if you ask me a question where I'm feeling like, I don't know if I want to give out personal details that could cause you harm, that could embarrass you, that could make you feel really uncomfortable, I won't. So just to let you know, in case you're like, is my person cheating on me, let's say? Well, I very well might not be blunt with you here, because, if there's other people that are watching, let's say, or your person, it's not going to go well for you. I'm just saying, right? So let's talk about February. Now, we are here January 31st. And if you did watch my prediction videos, like even in my Cosmic Vibes videos, as I'm getting more messages coming through, what I'm seeing coming up for the world or situations, I will bring that up as well. Because as I'm saying, I don't know what messages are going to come through. It comes through at any given time. So, oh, Margaret, so May 28th. Will I see my children soon this year? I'm hearing, Margaret, like actually right away, that I do see you seeing your children, yes. Okay. I am literally hearing, without going into lots of details, because I know there's somebody else involved. So this is why I specifically mentioned that if there's a lot more personal details, I'm not going to say it. I will go around it. However, there is somebody else involved that has been holding you back from seeing your children. There were certain things said to your children. There were certain things, more of a malicious side, more of a misunderstandings, deceitfulness. This is why things are stuck. This is why there's a lot of different things that are not happening. I do see you seeing your children. However, it's not going to be immediately, right away. It very well could be more so towards closer to the last half of the year, maybe, and I literally just saw, like, I'm hearing family healing too, by the way. I'm also hearing for you, like, getting your emotions more in check together. I'm hearing, boundary setting. See, I don't know what's, like what's coming through, right? But yes, you will see your children, but whatever you do, do not force anything. Do not push the situation. Because I'm hearing there's a lot of kind of internal struggles going on that, how I said that emotions need to be kind of more balanced. You need to let go. You need to surrender this to your angels and your guides, because when you start overthinking, this is when it's so easy to go into fear. It's so easy to, start the mind from overthinking. So as we're overthinking, I always say, think of the hamster on the wheel constantly, right? Where do you see hamsters? They're on their wheel, and they're just constantly going around the same circle, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, onward and onward. So the more you think, the more you're not going to hear or see any clarity. So this is when you need to remove yourself from that stress you've been holding on to. Surrender it to the spirit world. If I'm struggling with something, let's say, whatever it is, right? And I'm like, oh my God, like I need clarity. Oh my God, like spirit, the more I'm like spirit demanding, they're going to be stepping back and they're going to be like, seriously? Are you seriously kidding me? They're not going to step forward. They're going to be like, okay, we're going to wait till she's calm right down. Right. And this is why I'm bringing this up, because it's like surrender. I'd be like, you know what, spirit, I'm going to leave this in your hands. I am completely surrendering this. I am trusting the flow of the universe with divine timing. And when you do that and trust the process is the key, you will see how things are going to start coming together for you. Like it's so easy, blah, 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 blah. No, believe me, when you do that, like I will do that. And I was dealing with something myself not long ago, and I'm like, oh God, maybe this is just not going to happen. Maybe this is just all of this. And I surrender it, spirit, and boom, the next day I got an unexpected phone call from somebody that I really didn't think that there would have been a possibility till maybe closer to October. And boom, he called me the next day and he goes, oh, Jeni, I got some news. And I'm like, what? So the reason that happened is because I surrendered and I'm like, spirit, this is for divine timing. I'm trusting you. You know what I want. If this is the direction, if this is the right way, it's naturally going to happen. So this is why it's really, really, really important to do that. Our angels are around us. Like, this is why, like, look at the heart. Your angels are with you, but I don't see them. They are with you. Call upon them. Believe me, they will come forth. They will give you a sign, you know. Laura, Sagittarius, can you provide clarity regarding any current deceit, betrayal, targeting me? Okay, so Laura, what I'm hearing is there's a lot of karmic situations. We all go through karmic situations and lessons and all of that. All of us do, right? That's how we learn if you choose to pay attention. So am I seeing current deceit, betrayal, and targeting you? Absolutely, yes, I do, to be very blunt. Okay, I'm not going to go into lots of details because it is very personal and very private. That's why I mentioned right away that I will give you insights and such. However, if it's really, really personal, I'm not going to say names. I'm not going to, because It could cause you more harm than anything. What I would do, Laura, you've had a very karmic lifestyle, very karmic situation. What I truly want you to do, and this can be the really hard part of it, you have to take ownership of what actions you were doing, what behavior you were doing, what was your intentions with these people that are around you. You know, this is when it's like, you know what, I got to pause. I got to take some time for me. I got to look at reality. Like, I personally myself will always kind of review the day and say, you know what, did I say something, or was my intentions good? I reflect on the day. I mean, my intentions are always good, yes, right? However, I will reflect upon my day. So if somebody all of a sudden said something or attacked me in some way, I will sit back and read into the situation, and I'm like, wow, that's nothing to do about me. That's their projection. It has nothing to do with me at all. However, for every action, what happens? There's a reaction. So this is why it's really important for you to be really, really honest. Take a look at, okay, who do I feel that is around me that is causing me stress, that is causing me anxiety and worry, all of those things, right? Write their name down on paper, do this on your own, and then start looking at every person that you're like, you know, is this person going to hurt me? Is this person going to betray me? And be very honest with yourself, and then ask yourself, why would they? Like, why would they hurt me? Why would they want to betray me? Because certain actions, like, it's like what energy we send out, it comes back. So if you have purposely hurt somebody or said something to somebody to try to hurt somebody, what happens? That comes back when you least expect it. Nobody can run from karma or karmic situations ever. It catches up with you one way or another, and you're like, oh my God, why is this happening? So there's lots of reasons behind that. As I mentioned, what's really important is, okay, so how did I attract that, first of all? Like, how did I truly attract that? What has happened? Take a look at that first, because it's like, before you want to reach out to someone, let's say, and confront someone, ask yourself, first of all, do I want to get involved with the negativity and the drama? Do I? You know, did I say something myself and I'm like, oh, geez, you know, I wish I wouldn't have said that. You can always apologize to that person. You know what? I didn't realize. I'm sorry. You know, whatever it is, you don't even have to reach out to that person if, you know, there's a lot more to the story, is what I'm hearing as well. However, you know, as I mentioned, it's really important to take a look at who you surround yourself with. Like, if I surrounded myself with people who are very toxic, people who are very negative, people who, like, you know, don't care how they treat other people, what's going to happen? I'm going to become like that, or they're going to just do the same thing to me. So who you surround yourself with, you become. You know, we do have to work, like, in certain environments. Let's say if you're working at a company or whatever, and there's toxic people around you. You know, there's always toxic people around us. It doesn't matter who it is. However, it comes down to, how do you handle that? Yeah, but Jenny, I go for coffee with these people on my coffee break at work. I get that. God, they're so negative. I don't trust them. I know they're saying things, or I've heard things. Does it matter? So why are you going with them for coffee? You can say, you know what, I got to make a phone call. I just need some space and time right now. Or, you know what, I'm changing my coffee routines. I'm just giving these as examples, right? So we can, when you're ready to change your story, what happens? What happens? This is when you see changes being made. So it's like, okay, I'm not liking these things that are going around. I know they're talking about me. I know they're hurting me. I know they've caused these issues. Why are you in it? Why are you wanting to be in it? distance yourself away from it. So, there's, like I'm saying, there's a lot more involved with this, Laura, and you know that as well. Nobody's perfect. Don't judge anybody. We all make mistakes. We all like, oh my God, why did I say that? Or why did I do that? We can get highly emotional. We can have a lot of stress and say something to somebody, and then we're like, oh my God, I didn't mean to say that. It totally came out all wrong. We all go through that. Who hasn't? We're not perfect. But when you do that, that's when it's like, oh my God, I better apologize to that person. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to take it out on you. That's what matters. And what's more important is, are you doing that in, like from the right motives, with the right intention from your heart? So it's very, very important to clear karmic situations. That's why I also do past life akashic records. It's like people, gee, Jeni, like, is this my soulmate? And I very well could say, you know what, you have met this person, yes. However, you do go back into once upon a time ago, another lifetime. This is who they were. This is what happened. This was the outcome. And they have also come back into this lifetime for these reasons. So I will give you these reasons, no matter if they're for the good or the bad. And then it's up to you to decide. So karmic connections, karmic relationships, our family are very karmic. I mean, I've always been the black sheep of my family. I've never been accepted ever, So things like this happen. Things like this, they go on. Things happen like this. So it's constant. It's a constant thing that continues to happen. So I just want to, make this clear. So I just kind of seen something here. So I'm not even sure if we're live right now. So I just saw something happen. So if we are live here, can somebody let me know if we're still going on, if this is still going on. But I don't know if we are not. I just got thrown off. There we are. Okay.
Yeah,
So yes, we're still.
yeah, we are back. So network got dropped, but we are back.
Okay, so we're back now.
Yep.
Okay, so we were down then. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, so everybody please rejoin in. Technical issues can happen too, by the way. Like I do talk about that in solar flares, my cosmic vibes and so on. Whenever we have solar flares, let's say, like new moon energy, this is a very powerful energy. It can knock out internet. It can cause, technical issues and so on, and other reasons we can have technical issues. So when that happens, yes, it gets frustrating, but who wants to have technical problems? Nobody, right? I'm online. All of my work is all virtual. So if it goes down, I get, angry and upset, but it's like, you can't control certain things. So, as I even mentioned to you guys, that it's really important to not try to push, force anything. When you allow things to flow, this is when things will flow. If you push something, the universe is like, why are you doing that? Like, for what reason are you doing that? We don't want you going on that path because it could be really bad. Or just maybe it's just not the right timing. Right? So it's really, really, really important to allow things to flow. Now in February, I didn't talk throughout the month of February because the Cosmic Vibes video that was just put up went from the 1st of February till the 8th of February. So I have basically told you what we can expect for that week between the 1st of February to the 8th of February. So you'll see like Cosmic Vibes. I give it a title of the energy that I'm feeling for that week. And then it goes like February 1st to 8th. Now, I would highly recommend you guys watch that video. You can even go back and watch the other videos. You'll be like, oh my God, that's crazy that that happened to me during that time. So this week is very powerful specifically. This is a week where you make a wish. Like, seriously, make a wish, right? Expect the unexpected. We have had the end of Uranus retrograde. It went direct. Thank Lord, help mercy. So what happens is this is a week where surprises. You could get like all of a sudden an invite, like, you know, maybe from somebody like a soulmate, or maybe from somebody that you're like, oh my God, that person's now single. Maybe you want to reach out and touch bases with someone. Maybe you're going to hear from that job that you're like, I can't believe it. They finally offered me that job. Maybe you've been waiting to get a loan approved. Maybe you're like, all of a sudden, you're like, yes, you qualify now. You've got that mortgage. Like anything can happen this week. That's really, really, really good. And I have been talking about this forever and ever and ever. Write yourself a vision board. Yeah, but Jenny, I missed it. It was the 1st of January. No, you can create a vision board at any day. However, during full moons and new moons, you know, that's the time to really create it, because you will be seeing like amazing things happening. Like, go with this. Reunions are coming. Expect unexpected opportunities this week, like in a really, really good way, right? So I'm like, oh my gosh, Spirit, I'm open to new opportunities that are best for my highest self and highest purpose. Make sure you do that, because new doors can open at any time, but it doesn't mean that's the right road for you. I get offers all the time, and I'm like, you know, I don't really feel that's just the right direction for me right now. But thank you. I'm very grateful for you thinking about me and asking me and such. However, other opportunities, I'm like, yes. Like I have a huge opportunity that came my way. I was shown in a vision way back in 2012, and it happened. It just happened. So I'm still contemplating with that, because there's a lot more involved with that. So really, really pay attention to where your thoughts are, where your mind goes, because you can attract things very quickly. You can manifest things very quickly right now, especially this week coming up. So be very specific and detailed with what you want. So here's Louis. April 18th, Aries, will I be moving this year? Actually, yes, I do feel a move for you. It's all about being patient, you know, but you might kind of be like, you know, I don't know. I don't know if I should move, you know, like, should I move? Should I not? You're going to be going through that throughout this year. So what I would do is really take a look at, okay, so what are the positives? Where am I looking at moving to? I'm seeing a warmer place for some reason. But where am I looking at moving? What is the positive things about it? What are the negative things about it? You know, maybe go out there and explore around a little bit more, or go there and stay for a longer time and see how you feel, you know, because you might be like, you know, maybe I'm just going to stay where I am, and maybe I'm just going to go out there and spend more time there. So if you do decide to move out in that direction, I'm hearing that you'd be happy. Like you would be happy, literally. You know, it's so easy to have these fears, like, oh my God, what happens if, oh my God, I get that, right? We all go through fears. So that's when I start writing down, okay, let me write down the positives. Let me write down the negatives about that situation. Maybe let me go out there and spend a little bit more time and see how I feel, and so on and so on. And you very well might do that first. And then you might be like, oh my God, what do I do? Like, what do I do? So listen to your heart, really listen to your heart, because seriously, I am hearing that you would be happy you would be happy and you'd be like, you know what, I downsized. I'm happy, I'm okay, I can still, I'm not that far away. Like I don't see you moving to the other side of the world or anything. Um, you would still be in driving distance, but it would be a longer drive, right, to where you are now, to where you would be going. But I'm hearing you would be happy. You really would be happy because then you'd start actually seeing different things that you didn't see before. So, you know, really, really, really think about that. But don't force anything. Like as we're moving into the new year here, as I mentioned in my predictions video, this is all about setting long-term goals rather than short-term goals. Like have short-term goals and long-term goals, but you will see that, maybe, yeah, maybe, I'm just gonna go check things out. And it will happen later on. Yes, that's the best way to handle this year. Because what we're doing this year, really, you're really, really, really going to see that next year, like really in a really, really big way. So this year, you're getting things set up for the expansion for next year, right? Which is really good. Detail, have to check on my daughter's health. Her date of birth is December 10th. I'm hearing like almost like actually right away, like inflamed something. So it's almost like there's something going on that's inflamed within. So it's like her body needs to cool down to something. There's something that's like setting it off. Like if I had like let's say something really spicy. I mean, my body's going to be like, whew, like it'd really flame up and get hot, like, oh my gosh. But there's something inside of her that's inflamed, I'm hearing. So it could go like this for a little bit. But it's like emotions. She's very sensitive too. She's really picking up on a lot of information. She's very sensitive, as I mentioned. So because she can pick up on a lot of different emotions and a lot of things, it does inflame her body. That might sound really off, but as things start calming down that's around her, you will see that, yeah, her health is going to come back. That makes sense, right? That's the best way for me to explain it. Margaret, um, do my sisters have my best interest at heart? If not, it's perfectly okay. Don't want to be greedy. I'm hearing that there's a lot of I'm hearing there's a lot of ego with that, to be honest. What is really important, Margaret, is you have to follow your path that feels right for you. Like no matter what it is. We can get advice from anybody, 100 people or family or whoever. However, everybody sees things in their own perception. So if you're going through something right now or experiencing something, let's say, they might not understand that. They might not get it. So you could be saying, you know what, I'm going through this right now, whatever it is. And they could be, God, no, don't do that. Oh, no way. No, or yes, you are going to do that. That's them projecting onto you. So this is why it's like, you know what, I got to do what feels right for me. I could give you a million examples where I've had other people say, Jeni, do this and do that. And I'm like, hey, thanks for the advice. And I do the complete opposite because that direction doesn't feel right for me. So you could sit there and argue and argue and argue. But if you're going to argue with other people, to somebody that has closed ears, you are wasting your energy and your time. Yeah, but Jeni, I don't want to cause a conflict. I get that. However, you are wasting your time and energy. When somebody doesn't want to listen, when somebody is not open to see things in, like how you're trying to explain it, there's a conflict right there, right? They do have the right intentions, yes, right? They do. However, they're not looking at what's all involved. They're not really taking a look at like where your heart is, where your feelings are at, where your emotions are at either. We all have our own journey. So whenever we're doing something and we're like, oh my God, I regret making that decision. Oh my God. Don't be hard on yourself, because that's how you learn. That's how you're like, wow, God, I made the wrong decision. Gosh, but my intuition or everything was pulling me that way. Sometimes we have to do that or experience that situation with a person, or like whatever it is, in order for us to say, wow, did I ever learn from that? The good, the bad, and the ugly, right? So whenever we learn lessons, normally our lessons are painful, right? I could give you 101 examples of what I've done, and I'm like, Daddy, what are you doing? It's like we have that little angel on one side of us, and then we have that devil on the other side. Oh, you got to go this direction. You got to do that. And then the other side's, no, no, don't do that. Right? So when it comes down to making decisions, you have to think about you. This is my life. This is the direction I want to move towards in. This is what I want to do. This is my relationship. This is my move. This is my job, like whatever it is. And if I screw up, so be it. Is that not how I'm going to learn? Seriously, maybe it could turn out wonderful. And a lot of fears. This is why it's really, really important, because if you're making decisions, I tell people, like I'm always working on stuff, like always working on projects. Jeni, what are you working on? Stuff. I say nothing. I learned my lesson the hard way, to say nothing. However, when you've got certain things going on, you could sit there and hear other people say all these kinds of things. And it's like, wow, well, that's what you would do. If that's what makes you happy, hey, I would be happy for you. However, that's just not who I am. That's not what I want to do. Follow and listen to your own self, because our journey is for us. Yeah, but Jeni, I have a family, and I get that. I get that. Is life not a balance? However, if it's more so, like even yourself, it's just like, yeah, something's just telling me to move here. Something's just telling me to start this relationship. Something's just telling me to end this. You have to do that, because that's your soul talking to you. That's your angels. Your angels are there for you. I will be like Archangel, Raphael, let's say, Archangel Raphael. If you're so attached to somebody and you're like, oh my God, I got to let this person go. They're very toxic. I know they're not good for me, but I don't know how to do it. You can ask Archangel Raphael, please give me the strength and the courage, and please help me cut these cords energetically with this person. It's not healthy. Ask. This is what your angels are for. They will step in. Archangel Michael, believe me, I got lots of stories about angels. Just to give you one example, there's many, but I have a sword, like a real sword. It's very large, it's heavy. You hang it on the wall. It's not something that hurts somebody with, no, but it's a beautiful sword. And, I was trying to make a decision one night. I was in conflict, and I'm like, oh my God, I was overthinking, of course, worst thing to do. And it was like the weather, it was rainy and kind of stormy a little bit. However, I don't know if it was the lightning, but lightning is lightning, right? However, my sword, I heard this like sound. My sword started going like this on my wall. Well, come on, right? It's not like thunder hit the place, right? Certain things like that. And I just felt automatically that was Archangel Michael. And I'm like, Archangel Michael, is that you? Is that you telling me that you're going to protect me from the situation? And also, I heard the answer to not move forward in this certain thing with this person. This was a long time ago. So there are signs when you talk to your guides and your angels, they will talk to you. Like they will literally come and talk to you and give you sign. Please give me your physical sign that you're here with me. Like how many of you guys see feathers, right? This is why I wore my feather earrings today, right? The yin and the yang, the black and the white with the feathers. How many of you see feathers? Like I see certain feathers, I will be like spirit. I just say spirit because I'm like, whoever is up there, can you please give me a sign? And all of a sudden I'll just see a feather appear. You know, I used to work on call at the hospice. You know, and the hospice, for those of you who aren't know, is where people are dying. You know, they're not coming out. It could be they could pass away the same day, within hours, or short time, you know, after. And I used to work there on call for many, many years until about 3 years ago now. And certain times I would see feathers on the floor, and I would take a photo of the feather in my hand and I would put it up on social media. Nothing, no photos of no patients or anything about nothing about that, you know, and I'd see a feather on the floor. So, you know, our angels are with us, of course, helping us pass and so on. And that's their sign. That can be a sign to say we are, you know, we were there. We are with them, your person, your loved one, or, you know, whoever it is. We help them pass over and they're very much with us, right? So there's signs everywhere whenever we're open to it. That's why we have angels. They're our guides. So it's like before you're born here, they present themselves and they're like, you know, we're going to be with you during this lifetime or other lifetimes. So you call upon us whenever you need help or whatever. You know what I mean? We're there. You might not physically see us standing there and saying, hey, you know, but they are there. Spirit, give me a sign. Angels, my angels, give me a sign you're with me. I always ask for a physical sign because when you ask for a physical sign, you know, they'll move something, right? Or you'll hear a bang or something. Like I literally get physical signs because I'm like, okay, even this morning, I got a message from a really dear friend of mine who had passed on, Linda. And she she's like an animal communicator like I am. So we'd work together at times and I miss her. I miss her a lot. So I do hear messages coming from her, you know, suddenly. And I was hearing messages from her this morning and I'm not gonna talk about it. I'll get all teary-eyed. But ask for signs from certain loved ones you can call upon. Like no matter who it is that is passed, an animal, if it's family, if it's a friend, for your guides, they will come through for you. You know, this week too, as I mentioned, you know, this is the week to make a wish because this is all about like that unexpected, expect the unexpected. You know, there's reunions that are coming, you know, people that, and it's not Mercury retrograde. Normally in Mercury retrograde, we hear from people from the past, or we're like, you know, I feel like, you know, touching bases to somebody I haven't talked to for a while. However, this is a week where you reunions are coming. You know, there could be soulmate reunions. There could be people coming back and they're like, geez, I'm really sorry for what I did to you or what I said to you. Can we start a new beginning? Like, you know, whatever it is, right? So you're going to also see that, especially for those of you who, you know, are struggling creatively, you're going to find that, let's say if you want to redecorate your home, renovate, you could be like, oh, I just figured out the color I want to paint my walls, or you know, the color theme I want to do, or maybe some of you are thinking of creating like a website, or you're writing, or like whatever it is, right? Like creative could be anything. Creative could be planning a vacation, but you're going to find that things are going to be even more creative, and you're going to start to see and understand more synchronicity as well, like more synchronicity happening, right? You're going to be like, wow, that's why this didn't happen back then. This is why I didn't hear from that person back then. Like all of these kinds of things you're going to start hearing about, and you're going to be like, wow, now I get it, why I didn't have, you know, even I had to rebook, or even I had like more of a surgery I had to do that I've been avoiding. But it's finally booked in, and when they booked it in, I'm like, oh my God, that's the perfect, like, wow, that's a perfect date. Like, really, that's awesome. So then it's like, I'm not going to think about it. No, I will totally psych myself up the day of it and do that. Okay, angels, watch over me, right? So you're going to see certain things coming together. Oh, that's why I didn't get the job then. Wow, that surprising phone call came up, like whatever it is. So you are going to find that, especially for those of you who have been wanting to make certain career changes. Oh, I'm just so drained from my job. Like, it's just not for me. So we get these pre-signs from the spirit world why, things are just not working, and they want you to pay attention. But Jeni, I just like, why is all of these? I'm getting like all of these like bad things. Okay, yes, those are signs from your angels saying, okay, we're trying to show you this, right? So make changes. Start making changes. Maybe some of you guys are going to hear from somebody, and they're going to say, hey, I want to see you on Valentine's Day. Maybe some of you guys are going to get proposed to on Valentine's Day. Maybe some of, like all of these things. Maybe some of you are like, oh my gosh, I'm pregnant. I've been waiting forever. And oh my gosh, you know, it's a magical week. And it's really important. Like, even when I'm like expecting unexpected, people are like, oh my God, like, what's going to happen? Like, oh, and I'm like, okay, so let's let that go. When you release the fear, don't cling on to fear. Like, expect the unexpected can go either way, right? We all know that. However, I'm like, okay, this is a really good week. So I'm open to really positive new experiences. Spirit, I'm on it. I'm there. I'm trusting in you. Right? That phone call, February is a magical month, So when you let go of fear, you're going to find more liberation. Trust the process. Yeah, but Jeni, my life's been like, okay. So that's when we can talk more about it. Okay, so what is going on? This is why this has happened. This is why this is happening. For every problem, there's a solution. We can run from situations. There's not going to be changes. I'm just going to run and go on vacation the other side of the world. Yeah, I get that. Have fun, unwind. However, you're coming right back. That still needs to be resolved and dealt with. So it's really, really important to find more peace within yourself. When you're finding peace within, this is when you're going to be like, you know what? I know I made the right decisions. Like, I spend a lot of time alone myself. I always have, right? Always have. I used to get people call me the Buddhist Tibetan monk for many, 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 many years. For those who really, really knew me, because I went deep within and meditated and went through a huge transformation and all of these different things, and the more you spend quiet time alone and by yourself, I'm not saying everybody do that, you are going to hear those messages coming in. Like, February is the month of the heart, you guys. Like, we have this new moon as well on the 12th in Leo. That can be a very magical day. You're going to really see that how important it is to let fears go. Maybe you're going to be like, oh my God, I'm meeting my person that reached out to me, and oh my God, they want to see me on Valentine's Day. Like, oh my God, you can go into fear. Maybe some of you are having, like surgery, and you're like, oh my God, oh my God. This is the month where you're going to let go of your fears. These are new beginnings, new moons, new beginnings. You're going to see a lot of truth coming out, like I've always saying, right? A lot of authenticity. You're going to see more of your talent, your leadership abilities coming through as well. You're going to be ending situations. So, it's like certain relationships even. Jeni, why did my person end it on Valentine's Day? God, that can happen. Like, Valentine's for me, I get triggered now because that's when I picked up Bella's ashes. Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day. So I light a candle every night on her altar beside her ashes. She passed on February 6th last year. So it's her year anniversary coming up here. So, you know, I get emotional and such. Valentine's Day is picking up the ashes. However, it's how we go about things. Jenny, I'm alone on Valentine's Day. Treat yourself to something. Go buy yourself some chocolates. Go buy yourself some flowers. Go buy, you know, eat something you really want to eat. Do something you really enjoy doing. Don't put your life on hold waiting and feeling that you have to be with someone to make you happy. Don't. You know, this week, as I mentioned, you know, like expect the unexpected. Maybe you are actually having dinner with that person, your person that you're like, oh my gosh, maybe you'll get proposed to on Valentine's Day, right? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Keep your heart open. You know, we're also going to see and start hearing a lot of changes in our healthcare system. I think I mentioned that on my predictions video. I'm hearing this even really loud coming through now, so I'm going to say this. You know, you're going to see that there's going to be like a lot more alternative medicines, modality, healing modalities coming in. Like I'm a huge fan of Eastern medicine, always have been for years. Of course, if I had to have heart surgery, I'd go see a heart surgeon. Not, no, yeah, right. You know what I mean? So it's balancing out the Eastern to the Western. However, you're going to see more alternative medicines being added in to medical clinics and so on. There could be like acupuncture, you know, there could be like pranic healing, there could be like natural herbs, like so many different things. I could go on and on about it. You know, I do pranic healings myself. So, and I have healed myself. Believe me, I have healed myself. So, hi, Jenny. 22/7 financial abundance this year. Who are you? What is 22/7? Are you July 22nd? Is that what you're saying? Is that Lisa? Um, you know, I am hearing that you need to start setting boundaries a lot more. You have to really, really, really prioritize yourself. You're giving too much. So when you start prioritizing yourself, setting boundaries, setting goals, short-term and long-term goals, and implementing, focusing on it, you will start to see more financial abundance coming to you. But if you're sitting back and you're like, God, when's it going to come? Hello, I'm waiting. It's not going to come. Believe me, it's not going to come. It won't. So this is why it's like, I want you to focus on some goals. Don't worry how it's going to manifest. That's irrelevant. Ask your angels. They're with you to help you. Start writing it down. How much money you want to make per month? You know, what kind of business do you want to work for? Or maybe you want to create your own business. So this is the time when people are getting more and more pulled, like even for a while now, to have a home business. You know, but Jenny, I work. However, it's like I get that. I used to run companies for many years myself, full-time hours, you know, single mother with a special needs child, did it all on my own. And I created my own spiritual business on my own on the side until things built up. So as we're building a business, it takes time, but you have to set yourself goals. You have to set yourself up to, you know what, I'm blocking out time. Like I will, you know, like turn my phone ringer off like 90% of the day. And then every now and then I'll check for messages. But if I left it on, it'd be bing, 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 nonstop. That would disturb me from my goals. Like if I had my phone turned on right now, I have the ringer off, what's going to happen? You're going to hear bing, 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 bing with messages. So you have to block certain times out for yourself to really focus on you. You have to focus on what do I truly want? What do I want to manifest? Because when you do that and make it happen, get rid of all these other people who are trying to distract you, balance it out. We have to balance out family and all of these things. I get it. However, if you don't balance out your own self and start setting goals and working towards the goals, you're not going to see huge financial abundance unless you win a lottery, right? You know, But I'm just saying, you got to be realistic. You got to be realistic when you work on certain things. This is the year to do it, because what you're really working on this year, you're really going to see that in 2026. So if you're building a business this year, let's just say, for an example, and you focus on it and all of that, you're really, really going to see that starting to come out even more so next year in 2026. So this is how you create financial business. Yeah, but Jeni, I do have a business. I've been working hard. Well, maybe you need to tweak it a little bit. What is not working? Maybe you're not hitting the right market. Maybe, you're not using the right hashtags. Maybe this, maybe that, all of those things. So that's when it's like, okay, how do I need help? It's like hire people who specialize in certain things. So we always have options. When there's a problem, there is a solution. However, if you talk to other people around you who are negative, what's going to happen? You're not going to believe in yourself anymore. You're going to be like, well, I can't start that, or I can't apply for that job because this person here just gave me all of the wrong reasons, all of the bad, negative reasons. So what happens? Boom, nothing happens. So this is why I said at the very beginning, you have to surround yourself with positive people who support you in a really healthy, positive way. I've let people go. I always wish them the best, of course, However, you have to start really focusing on what you truly want. We have like new moon in Pisces this month as well, towards the end of the year, or the end of this month on the 27th. We have, like I'm saying, that full moon. Valentine's Day is right there. That Valentine's Day can be really, really special. Like I'm surrendering Valentine's Day. I always do. Like I don't go here and there. If I want to buy myself chocolate on Valentine's Day, you're damn right I'm going to buy myself chocolate on Valentine's Day, right? Don't wait. Don't wait. Maybe you can send somebody a little message. Hi, just thinking of you. Anything can happen this week. So, Tenitwa, I might be pronouncing your name wrong. I'm sorry if I am. Will my finances improve? Again, I say the same message. When is your birthday? Right? What sign are you? But Tanita, what I'm hearing right away is you will see an increase. You will start seeing an increase in your financial situation. I am hearing that you have been, like setting a little bit more boundaries as well, right? So this is the time, again, where I just repeat myself. You got to set goals. You got to set goals and make it happen and implement. Be the change you want to be, that old saying that we hear. That's so true. But I do hear there's going to be improvement. I don't see like by 1,000%, no. I am seeing little things are going to happen. And I'm also hearing, by the way, that you could find that you're going to start getting more creative as well. So when you're starting to hear these ideas coming through, write it down. Don't worry about how you're going to put it together and everything like that. I am seeing that. And there's something more with social media with you. I don't know if you're creating a business or you have a business. It needs to get out there a lot more, because these crises that we go through, it can really bring through a huge major transformation for you, like a huge major transformation. Like love is the most powerful energy of the world, more than anything else. When there's love, you can heal. I've rescued many animals, let's say, and have healed them and brought them back to life. My girl Bella that I had, that was a whole different story, whole different situation. And I know the reason and all of that behind it. Hi, Jeni. Nice to see your beautiful face. Oh, you're so kind. Jada here. We haven't spoken in a little while. September 20th, no real question, just if there's any message. Yeah, you got to be specific, right? Because that can take me off into another whole energy. What I am hearing from you is you are moving forward in the right direction. And I also see two choices you're going to have to make, by the way. And when you're making these two choices, listen to your heart, really listen to your heart. And there's something about like a plaid jacket, like a plaid jacket, like a black and red checkered jacket, something like about a black check jacket of something. I don't know what that is. And I'm also literally hearing, I'm just going to tell you what I'm seeing. You might not connect with this, but I'm seeing like a little fawn, like a little deer, like a baby. And I'm seeing this jacket being wrapped, that checker jacket or something about that being wrapped up, or blanket wrapping up a little baby in it. There's going to be a really big message for you with that. Like you'll just, this will just happen. You'll just come across that. There's a lot more to it than that, of course, right? But just really kind of pay attention when you see that, is what I'm hearing. Right? But keep your heart open. It's open. Like, it's important for all of you guys to keep your heart open, right? February, month of the heart. Some of you could be having heart procedures done. Some of you could be opening up your heart more because all of a sudden this week you got that phone call from somebody. You're like, oh my God, they just asked me out on Valentine's Day. Or maybe my person who I'm currently seeing, let's say, oh my God, they're taking me away on Valentine's Day. We booked that vacation, or they gonna make me this romantic dinner, right? Or maybe you're gonna get an idea of, you know what, I'm gonna take my person away, I'm gonna make them the really nice dinner, the candle lights and everything like that, right? I'm just saying, it's really important because these changes that you're working on right now too, by the way, you guys, you are going to see those coming through even more so in the springtime, especially what you're working on right now, like this week. Yeah, well, what am I working on? Get your vision board. Start writing down things on your vision board. Now, when am I going to meet my person, Jeni? Write down what qualities you're looking for. Like, I'm somebody that just doesn't settle just because, right? So make sure you write down what qualities you're looking for in a partner, in a person. Be very specific. They must live in the same city, let's say where I'm at, or location. They have to speak my language. There can't be any issues with culture or religion. They're looking for like a serious relationship. They're looking for marriage. Like, you got to be very, very, very specific, right? Very specific. So love and light, Paula. Oh, Paula, that's me. Heart procedure. Yes, Paula. Paula, heart procedure on the 12th, on, the full moon. And as I mentioned, that is a very powerful moon. This is a moon where you're going to be letting fears go, right? If I was having surgery, any date, I'm always like, angels, be with me. I'm surrendering this. I'm putting my hands with you. I am healing. I'm allowing fears to go, So it's like a powerful moon to really create new beginnings. This is a month where like a lot of health situations, they're going to be like working out and healing and so on. The month of the heart, we've got Valentine's Day. Take a look at, the 12th is you're going to be healing on Valentine's Day, right? Surgery on the 12th, you're healing on Valentine's Day. And what is that connected to? The heart. Right there. There's the heart. There's the angels. Healing and connecting with the angels from the heart. Because when you do things from the heart, what happens? What happens? You will attract that. Trusting in the angels. Angels, be with me during my surgery. That's what I'm doing on my surgery. For God's sakes, just be with me. It's going to flow with ease. You're worried about a situation, you guys, leave it to your angels. How can I move through this? Give me the strength. Give me the courage to work through this. Let's allow this thing to flow. A lot of energies are leaving your life. Toxic energies, negative people, things like that. There's a lot of exposure coming out, and you're going to be like, how many of you have let certain people go already that you're like, oh my God, like, we just don't see eye to eye anymore, or wow, they took me for granted, or you know, they did this and that, like, and but yet I help them from my heart, and yet they treat me like that. So some of you have already let people go like that. And if you haven't, this month for February, you very well might be doing that more and more and more. But when you do that, how do you do that? From the heart. You let somebody go. It's like, you know what? No matter what they've done to me or said or treated me, I deserve better than that. I know my worth. I'm letting them go. I wish them all the best. I wish them happiness and peace and joy, all of the good things. However, my journey with them is over. And if you're struggling, again, Archangel Raphael, you know, help me cut the toxic ties from that. So, you know, this is when we're going to really expand our heart. Watch the Cosmic Vibes video, you guys. Like, you know, this week that, you know, is just put up. You're going to see Make a Wish. Like, Make a Wish, be very specific. Maybe some of you are going to be making that wish for Valentine's Day, right? You know, and make sure you subscribe to my channel, because you will get notifications when I'm going live here doing readings. You'll get notifications when I'm doing videos and so on and so on and so on. You know, and you'll be able to catch this. Follow me on Instagram, Jeni Ji Cousins as well. Like I'll follow you back in that. And if you do want to book a reading, soulworkwithjeni.com. And that way it's more so one-on-one. And I give you a lot of specific details. Here, I do hold back to a certain degree because it's personal. You know, I'm not going to say all your personal details out there on social media. No, no, no. So this is why one-on-one is the way to go. So if you haven't already, you guys be open. Your destiny is awaiting for you. Maybe it's going to happen on Valentine's Day. There's reunions coming. There's soulmates. All of these different things could be happening this week. Let me know what's going on. Let me know what's happening. And I will post whenever the next live is going to be, where I'm going to be offering more free clairvoyant readings. So thank you everyone for tuning in. I'm always grateful for each and every one of you who are a part. Remember to talk to your angels.